I've seen this movie play out more times than I've seen Star Wars A New Hope. And that's saying something. A family comes to the Black Hills on vacation. Of course they go see Mt Rushmore, but maybe they're here for a wedding in Spearfish, or they're just here checking out the noise in Sturgis. And somewhere between Needles Highway and the third cup of coffee on a downtown Rapid City patio, they look at each other and say, hey, why don't we just live here? Hey everybody, I'm Tristan Emond with Living Realty, a realtor right here in Rapid City, South Dakota, the gateway to the Black Hills. And yes, you might notice something kind of going on around here. I auditioned for a play earlier this month, and I am part of a Three Musketeers play. So I'm trying to grow a beard to become a French Musketeer. We'll see if it actually becomes anything in a couple weeks when the play is on. Today we're going to break down why this happens so often. They don't just visit the Black Hills, they start Zillow stalking. The first thing people notice, the pace. Traffic here, it's adorable. If you're coming from a bigger metropolitan area like Dallas, Phoenix, even Minneapolis, our rush hour feels like a polite suggestion. You might sit an extra light on Mt Rushmore Road. I think you'll survive. You can get from one side of Rapid City in 20-30 minutes at the max. Spearfish, 45 minutes away. Hill City, 30-35 minutes, depending on how fast you drive along the scenic route. You don't necessarily plan your day around traffic hours. You plan your day around the weather and whether or not you want to hike before dinner or not. Many people coming to the Black Hills notice the shift. There's an energy around the Black Hills that helps you just decompress, shut down, and relax. And part of this is just how accessible the Black Hills are. There are numerous routes to get into the Black Hills. You can be on a trail by yourself in about an hour. And while it's not as grandeur as places like Glacier Park or the Rocky Mountains, it's a lot easier to access the different places. And you don't have to get up at 6 a.m. to make it to a parking lot so you can go do the thing that you want to do. It's a lot easier to get around and do the outdoor activities that you love to do here in the Black Hills. Speaking of the outdoors, that outdoor lifestyle is not just marketing. Sure, people come and they visit Mt Rushmore, but you stay for places like Custer State Park, Spearfish Canyon, many Black Hills lakes, Pactola Lake, Sheridan Lake, Center Lake, Black Elk Peak, hundreds of miles of hiking and biking and ATV trails, fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding, plus all the things going on in the winter, like, when we actually have a winter, unlike this year. Snowmobiling, skiing at Terry Peak, winter hiking, many different winter activities in the Black Hills as well. It's not, there's a park nearby. We have a 1.2 million acre Black Hills National Forest. That's our backyard. Tourists come here and realize you don't need to schedule getting out and hiking and being part of nature. You just go. Especially within the city limits of Rapid City, we've got 2 hiking hills that are just like being part of nature. It's like you're in the Black Hills, even though you're not outside of city limits. Instead of spending Saturdays inside, you're climbing rocks, spotting bison, or grilling by the lake. It's kind of like you're back in the 90s again with a slower pace, and people kind of love that. Now let's talk money, because even the dream sometimes going to hit the spreadsheet. Is the Black Hills one of the cheapest places to live in America? No. Has it gone up since 2020? Absolutely. Cost of living in our area in the past 5 years has significantly increased from previous to 2020. But compared to a lot of other metro major areas, it can make a lot of sense. The cost of living in our area in general overall is still lower than the national average. Sometimes it doesn't actually feel like it, but your dollar stretches a little further here than it does in Southern California. Plus, there's no state income tax, which is a huge facet for many people. This makes it a great location for retirees who aren't paying state income taxes on their retirement funds. Remote workers can be working at another state's pay, but still not paying that state income tax. And business owners really like it. It saves them a whole lot of money. I had one client that wanted to move to the state of South Dakota before he finished the sale of his business because that would save him thousands of dollars in taxes to the state. Plus, the utilities are manageable, gas prices are usually lower than a lot of the coastal markets, and you're not paying $3,000 for a small apartment with a view of, another apartment. People start looking around in Zillow and realize, hey, I can sell my house over here and have this nice property here and have everything that goes with it. Next, we have the Midwest hospitality. The friendliness, it's not fake. This one kind of catches people off guard. You can be having a conversation with a stranger in the grocery store. You go to a coffee shop and people start talking to you in line for no reason whatsoever. They're not trying to sell you a timeshare or benefit off you in any way. They're just being nice. I had one couple that bought some property just outside of Rapid City, still in a subdivision, but they had a little more space to it. And while we were doing the walkthrough outside, the neighbors actually came over, introduced themselves, told them, hey, let me know if you have any questions. And they were just amazed at this because where they came from, you went inside, closed the door, and you never talked to your neighbors at all. This is pretty standard for what you can expect. The Midwest vibe is real. People wave. They hold doors open for you. They say hi along the trail. Families especially feel this. Clients like the fact that their kids can ride their bikes around their neighborhood and still be home in time for supper. Parents like the idea of growing up where community still means something. Retirees like the fact that there's lots of places for them to go and enjoy community here in different senior citizen center, and they can still be outside and enjoying nature without being too far away from home. If your car's stuck in the snow, somebody with the truck's coming with a shovel in the back, and they're going to help you out of it. Is everyone perfect? Of course not. We're still human. Not everybody's going to smile to you along the way. I remember I was walking down downtown Minneapolis a few years ago, and I would do my usual making eye contact and smiling and waving. Nobody even looked at me. People kept their eyes down. It was night and day compared to walking downtown Rapid City. We ain't very big, but we got everything you need. The size is just about right. It's still kind of a town. It's not really even a big city. Rapid City itself is around 80,000 people as far as the population is concerned. If you add some of the surrounding communities, we're getting closer to 100,000. And if you add all the Black Hills, it's getting closer to 150,000 people. That's still not very many people and as big as our Black Hills area is. We got all the big box stores that used to. Target, Best Buy, Lowe's, Chick-fil-A is coming soon. We've got a Les Schwab Tire Center coming soon. However, you ain't gonna get no Costco quite yet, but we do got Sam's Club. In addition, you've got those restaurants that you know and love, like Red Lobster, but the real greatness is our local restaurants and cuisine. Plus, we've got a lot of art, plenty of museums downtown, community theater, lots of ways for culture and expression in Rapid City. Now, this also means that we don't quite have the nightlife that you might be used to in your big city like downtown Denver, and we're probably not going to get some of the bigger Broadway shows and concerts that you'd come to expect. You get enough of those amenities to live comfortably without feeling you're stepping over your neighbor's toes. But that's just Rapid City. If you want a smaller town feel that's still within an hour drive away, you've got Spearfish, Belfouche, Sturgis, Hermosa, Hill City, Hot Springs, a lot of different options. Each has its own personality, character, and feel. It's kind of like choosing your Hogwarts house with more single-family homes. One of the things that people love about our area is all 4 seasons. Yeah, winter gets cold. Usually we have snow. Not every year, obviously. Spring can be muddy. Spring can seem like it takes a long time to get here. Summer is beautiful, but it can also be hot. Then comes fall, where Spearfish Canyon, unreal. When you're a tourist visiting the Black Hills, chances are you're coming during the summer, so you're not experiencing the full winter. Yeah, it gets cold. The wind blows. We have blizzards. Sometimes it gets below zero. Sometimes the wind chill is double digits below zero. But here's the thing. That snow, it melts kind of quickly. Then we'll have a 40-degree, 50-degree day in the middle of January, and it starts all over again. And if winter sports are your thing, we have a whole playground for you up by Leading Deadwood. And while the summers can be hot, they aren't so humid you can't breathe, and you can actually enjoy the evenings and as the sun goes down. People from extreme heat temperatures are just so happy to get here and be able to breathe during the summer instead of having sweltering heat 24/7. Within the past year, I did a video about the extreme weather patterns of the Black Hills, which I'll post up here. Part of this video shows a graphic of the most unpredictable weather patterns of the United States. And guess where the most unpredictable weather patterns were? Rapid City, South Dakota. We've got a lot of weather variety here. It keeps you on your toes. We have to have different coats for different times of the year, and sometimes you got to bring them all depending on the time of year. It's insane, but it's also part of the fun. The word I hear a lot of my clients that have moved from bigger cities come to our area has been is easy. You go down to the DMV and aren't sitting in lines for an hour. You get your driver's license while you're there. You don't have gargantuan lines at the store, except for during Black Friday. There's less noise, the streets are cleaner, there aren't any tent cities, and everything just feels more manageable. Plus, if you need to get out of town for a weekend, you can do a staycation in the Black Hills and see something new every time. You're going to figure out how to get around town pretty quickly. You're going to start recognizing people and starting to say hi. You're going to start creating friends. You're going to smile at people along the way. It starts to feel like you can build a life here without feeling like you're just a big number in a population. I kind of alluded to this before, but there's an emotional piece to living in the Black Hills. I've had clients say, yep, we came over that hill and immediately knew we were home. This is the part you can't put into a spreadsheet. You can't define, you can't calculate. It's that moment where you're standing on top of Black Elk Peak and looking all over everything. Your 5th visit to Mt Rushmore just so you can have the ice cream, or enjoying coffee downtown Rapid City on Main Street Square while a band is playing and the fountains are flowing. And something clicks. Things just feel slower, more grounded. Like I mentioned, the energy before just says, whoosh. In this world that's loud and fast and noisy and back and forth, that's a powerful thing. To be in a spot where you can connect and settle down and just relax. Of course, there are problems like crime and homelessness and a lot of other things that any city will have. We've grown pretty fast the past few years, and so we're looking at how to grow responsibly over the next few years. And sometimes, there's some arguments on how that should be. People aren't just moving here for square footage. In some places like Texas, you can probably get more square footage for your money on a property. They're moving here for margin, for space, for community, for clean air, for pretty good water, and for Saturday mornings that don't involve traffic and frustration. Thus, the vacation high turns into research mode. Here's the pattern that I see. Step 1, visit. Step 2, fall in love with the scenery. Step 3, fall in love with the pace. Step 4, Google cost of living in Rapid City and probably pull up one of my videos. Step 5, ziddle. Step 6, call me and say, hey, are we crazy? Let's talk about more of this. And then we have a conversation about what you're looking for and whether or not that fits with you. And then I always recommend that you come and visit, not during a tourist time, probably during the winter time so you can get a feel of the winter, and go to the things that locals go to. Check out the grocery store, check out the library, see what everybody else is doing, talk to people on the street, talk to people in the restaurant, go to coffee shops, attend a community play, do all the things a local might do to get a good feel of what it's like to live here and not just visit here. Then we'll start doing the math. If you sell your home and to make X amount of money, what can that buy you here? Are you happy with what that might buy you here in Rapid City or the Black Hills? And we'll look at the full picture. Let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about the hail. It's not a resort town. You still have to work. Wages in Rapid City aren't as high as other areas. Housing prices have gone up 30% since 2020, and they're not as cheap as they used to be. It's not perfect, it ain't heaven, but for some people, the trade-offs make sense. Tourists move to Rapid City and the Black Hills for all the reasons I've just described. Is it for everyone? No. If you need 24-hour nightlife and lots of people and parties and things going on, it might not be your vibe. But if you visit and feel your shoulders drop 2 inches while you're here, that might be your first clue. And if while you're visiting you start thinking, hey, I wonder what it's like to actually live here, well, you've come to the right spot. You can watch all the videos on this channel, plus reach out to me and we'll have a conversation about how it works for you in your situation right now. You can scan this QR code right here and it'll pop all my contact information into your phone and we can start chatting immediately about how I can help you. No hype, no pressure, just real talk about Rapid City and the Black Hills. And who knows, your vacation might just turn into your next address. If you like this video, check out this playlist with a whole bunch of videos about our Black Hills playground. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Remember, love where you live.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.